Hey guys, Sev here. Today I'm going to be showing you how to dress as a ranger from Metro 2033 and Last Light on the Xbox One and Fallout 4. It's a combination of different clothing mods that you'll need in order to achieve this combination, so I'm going to tell you what those mods are, and then I'm going to show you what it looks like. So, the mods you're going to need are armor and weapon keywords commands. I'm not sure what the rest of the name is, but if you just search that up in the mod menu, you'll find it. You're going to need that and Armorsmith Extended Xbox Framework Edition. You don't need like the full version, just the framework. So you don't need to worry about downloading a mod. It's like 300 megabytes. And the other mods, hang on. They're down toward the bottom. So, you don't need gas masks of the Commonwealth, but if you want more of a Metro-style playthrough, then you will need this, since it basically mimics what Metro does, but with Fallout. And you'll need Scavenged Mercenary gear, no leveled lists, or with leveled list, whichever you preferred. Victus Tactical Armor, which is, for me, that one is deleted, but they re-uploaded the armor mod soon after, so you can just search it up and it should be there. I think. If not, then this outfit's probably going to suffer a little bit, because it has two important pieces of the armor that really make it stand out. And the headpiece dispatcher for the helmet. Tomb Raider accessories by Crimson Rider. Dogmeat's backpack. Tactical flashlights. Two-tone gas mask. Shorter Raider gas mask by Crimson Raider. Or is it Crimson Raider? It's either Crimson Raider or Crimson Rider, one or the other. I would suggest costume party gloves, but it's no longer available. But don't worry, the glove part, Armorsmith Extended and Keywords Command has you covered there, because they implement all the different gloves you can craft in the workbench, which I'll show you that in a minute. But I usually just use this because I used to use this before Armorsmith Extended on my main save. I gave a bunch of my Settlers gloves, and I really don't feel like uninstalling this. Just to go back and replace them all again. And as for some weapons, I would suggest the AK-74M Assault Rifle, especially with a recent update that gives it many more attachments that really help the AK to look a lot like the Kalish from Metro. And the handmade revolver. I'm sure there's a few other guns you could pick out that are like that could match the description of the Metro weapons, but those are just the two I'm using for right now. I believe that's it. Oh yeah, you'll also need Modern Firearms Tactical Edition for one of the clothing pieces. So those are all the mods you'll need for the clothing. So anyways, this outfit right here is the final result. I'm also wearing it. I think it looks really good, and it looks pretty similar to the Metro Ranger outfit from, I was about to say from Fallout, from Metro. Granted, it's not like an exact copy, but I like it in the sense that it's not like completely like a direct rip from Metro, because it still has the Fallout feel to it while simultaneously looking pretty similar to a Metro Ranger. So anyways, I'm going to show you how to do this. Here are the clothing pieces. The Anti-Riot Helmet Open, which is from the Headpiece Dispatcher. The Field Backpack from Dogmeat's Backpack mod. Gas mask, but just, that's not really from a mod. They will need shorter Crimson Rider gas mask. Shorter Raider gas mask by Crimson Rider to make the filter look less, well, more like the Metro one. Heavy shadowed leather chest piece. heavy studded leather left arm, heavy studded leather left leg. I mean, I'll stop reading these, you can see. You'll need metal reinforced gloves, which that's from Costume Party Gloves, but it's also in the Armored Smith Workshop Extended. The Scavenged T-shirt and jeans, which is from the Scavenged Mercenary gear. The Sonic earpiece from Tactical Flashlights. Kellogg's Arm Cybernetics, which can that's crafted using the Tomb Raider accessories by Crimson Rider, which this is really the only armor piece you'll need from it, because you can put another armor piece on top of it, which you'll see why. VTA Armright Black, which is from the Victus Tactical Armor, as well as the belt that comes with the Victus Tactical Armor. And last but not least, the ERT Tactical Holster from Modern Firearms. So, basically, the reason for all these different clothing pieces is, well, when you put on Kellogg's Arm Cybernetics from the Tomb Raider accessories, you can actually put another armor piece on top of it. And I chose the heavy leather left arm because, well, as you could see, it looks a lot like something you would actually see being worn by a ranger or just anybody in Metro. I mean, granted, there's a bit of clipping, it looks sort of silly, but overall, I think it looks really fucking cool. Especially considering the fact that the Kellogg's Arm Cybernetics, like, puts a belt. It, like, gives it more of a look that he really has a shit ton of equipment on him. So, yeah, for that. And the reason why there's a heavy shadowed leather chest piece is because it makes it look similar to the armored vest the Rangers usually wear. And then with Victus Tactical Armors, what I did was, with the belt, it's basically just a reskinned regular leather chest piece. But if you put it on, it'll actually clip over top of the regular heavy leather chest piece, and it'll make the ammo mags like stand out. And that's one thing I didn't really care for about the leather armor pieces, was that the ammo mags just looked like they were the exact same material as the rest of the armor. That might not be a big deal for many people, but I just felt like it was kind of cheap. And I didn't like how it didn't really stand out from the rest of it. And I feel like the ammo mags on the chest here resemble that of what they would normally wear in Metro. Because they usually have a shit ton of ammo mags on their body and whatnot. And there's not really many mods on console that really supply that. I know it's like the exact same texture as the, well, leather chest piece, but you have to admit, it looks a lot better. It makes it stand out a hell of a lot more than, like, just, you know, without it. I mean, I think it looks a lot nicer. There's a little bit of clipping, but it's hardly noticeable. And the right arm is also from the Victus Tactical Armor, which is this arm piece, which I think looks similar to some of the more metal types of pieces of armor that they'll usually wear. So yeah, to get these armor pieces, for the Victus Tactical Armors, they're located in 4 separate chests outside of Vault 111, so they're not really hard to get at all. Though you might have a bit of trouble with the headpiece dispatcher. So what you're going to want to do is when you install the mod, it tells you that there's a merchant that you can actually purchase all of the helmets from. Though they are added to the level lists, they're pretty fucking rare to come across, like, randomly. So instead of, like, going out killing a bunch of raiders and hoping they'll have one, I suggest just heading to the edge of the glowing sea, which is where the merchant's located at, and you can buy each and every one of the helmets that come with the headpiece dispatcher mod from him. And some of them look kind of funky, others look really cool, like the custom Raider gas mask and the tin gas mask. Though they don't really look like Metro, but they still look pretty neat. Well, yeah, it's mainly just for the helmet because, well, I mean, if you've played Metro, you can recognize this type of helmet basically from, well, you know, Metro. Because in Metro Last Light, a lot of the Rangers started wearing a helmet that looked just like this. Granted, the color's not the same, but beggars can't be choosers. I still think it looks pretty cool. Which, that's why I went ahead and made the shirt green. Because you can actually color the, what do you call it? You can actually color the outfit from the Scavenged Mercenary gear. So, yeah. The reason, though, I have the heavy leather armor on the legs is because, despite the clipping, it makes it look like he's armored. I mean, on the, what do you call it? The mannequin, the clipping is a lot worse. On here, it actually looks pretty good for the most part. Especially with how, like, all the straps on the base outfit itself can be seen over top of the armor, making it look like he's more equipped. And I like how the knee pads actually clip over top of the regular leather armor. It makes it look a lot neater. It's like, it shows that he's armored all around, just like the Rangers and Metro usually are. I mean, the clipping is almost perfect, honestly. Aside from the back, it's a little funky looking, but it's hardly noticeable. And I went with the studded look to make it look more like how they, you know, more like Metro. I feel like I'm saying that too much. Though the flashlight I'm wearing, it's the Vanguard Headgear. You could also go with that, because I know the Vanguard Headgear, which is also from the tactical flashlights, looks pretty similar to the, well, I remember in the original 2033, I didn't really see it too much in, like, Last Light and 2033 Redux. The Rangers had, like, these battery packs on the back of their helmets for their night vision goggles. I think it was in Last Light. It's been a while since I played it. But it looks similar to that as well with this, and it also looks pretty good just with this one too. But Sonic Earpiece or Vanguard Headgear both look nice. That's the earpiece right there. There's a bit of clipping. So yeah, anyways, as for weapons, this is the AK-74M, which just recently got an update that added a shit ton of attachments. Which, honestly, I liked the weapon before, but I never used it because it only had this one sight, which, in my opinion, just looked fucking stupid. And I'm kind of big on sights for weapons, so I didn't really use the weapon that much. But now that he's added all these other attachments to the gun, which I think is fucking great, this mod's basically perfect for, like, a Metro Ranger. I mean, it even looks and feels like the Kalish in Last Light. Especially with the red dot sight and just the way the attachment rail looks. It looks like it was ripped almost straight out of the damn game. Yeah, you can customize this to your liking, but these are all the attachments I have on it to make it look and feel like a bit more like Metro. So, yeah. I mean, granted, some of these other sights could work too. Like, I like this sight as well, but I prefer the red dot because it just... Yeah, I don't know, it looks good. It looks really fucking good. Though the holographic sight also works too. And for the handmade revolver, I would suggest putting the calibrated 308 receiver, long bull barrel. I went with standard stock because I don't really like how the other stocks look. I think they look kind of funky. And I go with the medium scope see-through, which you'll need see-through scopes for that to work. And I just put a regular compensator on it. It looks pretty similar to the were they called magnums or revolvers? I think they were called revolvers. Yeah, it looks and feels a hell of fucking Blah. I am sorry for my stutter. It looks really similar to the revolvers that you could use in Metro, and then like when you added a stock and all that. Granted, it doesn't. The one in Metro doesn't look as makeshift, but if you don't mind that, I would highly suggest this gun because it just feels like something you would use in Metro. Even though it's not like an exact carbon copy, I still love how it feels like a mix between Fallout and Metro, which makes it even better in my opinion. So yeah. I suppose I'll make a follow-up video if anybody has any questions or concerns. But overall, this is basically how I did it. If you have any questions about anything I left out or didn't explain, just, you know, ask me in the comments. I'll help you out. Because I know there's quite a few people that actually really liked the 2 Metro videos I made, which I'm honestly really flattered, to tell you the truth, that got so much support in such a short amount of time. And I do have a bunch of the parts recorded already, and they're uploaded onto my channel. But the thing is, though, is I didn't have time to edit them because, well, the school year finished, and I don't have a laptop of my own, but the school supplies us with laptops. I was using that to edit the videos, and it wasn't just like raw gameplay. I was editing the gameplay to make it look a bit more cinematic. So, once I get my laptop back, which is going to be very soon since school's starting up again, I'm going to go ahead and edit the other parts that I recorded right away. And yeah, so there is more coming. I do plan to continue doing the Metro meets Fallout series. Especially with all the support I got, it made me want to do it even more. But I apologize for the lack of that. I just don't really have the proper tools to do this right now. But I will soon. So yeah. Yeah. I don't know what I was doing with this armor rack. Okay. So if you have any questions or anything like that, just feel free to ask me. But yeah, tell me what you think. Do you think this looks like a Metro Ranger in your opinion? I mean, granted, I know, again, it's not like an exact copy, but I still think it looks damned between... Although, one more thing about the gloves. You can craft all the gloves using the Armorsmith and Workshop Extended mod from the workbench that it adds in, which you'll also need that to craft the Kellogg's Arm Cybernetics from Tomb Raider accessories. There are other mods you can install, however, that do add Kellogg's Arm Cybernetics, but they count as an actual arm slot, so you can't, like, clip the heavy leather left arm on top of it. So that's why you need the Crimson Rider Tomb Raider accessories. I mean, that's just my personal opinion. I think it looks cool. Like, it reminds me of something you would see in Metro. With, like, the combination between the spikes and the heavy metal armor. But yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.